All right. Good morning, everyone. Day three of Essential Oil Bootcamp. Who's with me? Who's still with me? Anyway, thank you so much for joining me again this morning, whether you're joining live or you're watching this recording. I just welcome you. Thank you so much for being here and for joining me. We had an amazing 2 days so far. I have read your comments, I have read your messages, and I've seen many people who liked these broadcasts. Man, Amy, good morning. You're the first one today. That's awesome. Thank you for joining me. Got your coffee ready, or I got my Ningxia Red with lemon essential oil because I ran out of my grapefruit. So yep, good stuff. That's my energy right there. But anyway, so thank you so much for joining me. We had an amazing 2 days so far of boot camp, and looking forward to this day 3. And anyway, the first day we talked about what are essential oils and then the history of essential oils. Yesterday we closely examined what these oils can do in the plants and how do they function, how do they help these plants, and the very same thing that they do to the plants they will do to us. And that was amazing. Like it amazes me, how God created these plants and gave them the ability to produce these essential oils, to do just this amazing stuff, for them, to protect them and to repair them and to maintain their wellness. And if we do the same thing, if we apply essential oils to our body, they're already experienced healers and helpers and repairers, and that's why they work so well, So before we begin today, I just want to remind you again, I know you get probably tired of me saying this, but I just want to remind you to bless me by liking this broadcast, and also tag several friends. There's several of you that tagged friends. There's several that sent friend requests to me. That's awesome. Spread the word, you guys. Minister to your family and your friends with this free boot camp and just amazing information. Don't keep it to yourselves. And comment if you have any questions, if you have anything that you liked from what you learned or from this broadcast, please comment in there. And then still not too late to invite friends to this boot camp. It's free and you're gonna bless someone. I know a lot of people can use essential oils in their lives, and so please help me by spreading the word. I would really appreciate it. All right, so today, we're going to talk about, the use of essential oils. And there's such a controversy out there among oilers now, whether, you just inhale it or diffuse it, and that's about it, or you can apply it topically. Is it safe to apply topically? And the most controversial one, whether you can take it orally. Like, every day I do. So I'm gonna debunk all of that. Why people say that? Why do people just say just diffuse it? And why people just say, oh no, you cannot apply it directly to your skin. You have to dilute it like crazy with a bunch of olive oil, and then you can massage it to your skin. Or those that say, yes, you can take it, orally. You can put it in your water and drink it. You can put it in capsules and drink it. And some people say, no way, you cannot do that. So why is that? All right, so there are actually, right here, there are actually 3 schools of, thought on aromatherapy, okay? So we have the German model, we have the British model, and the French model, okay? German, British, and French. And the difference between the 3 is that German model just focus on inhalation. So you inhale it directly from the bottle or you diffuse it. That's about it. That's aromatherapy for them. The British model focus on massage. So But what they do is they dilute these oils like crazy, like 95 to 98% of carrier oil, which is a vegetable oil. So it could be, you know, almond oil, jojoba, or coconut, or olive oil, or grapeseed oil, and then just 2 to 5% of pure essential oils. Okay, and then we have the French model, which does everything. So by inhalation, topical application, and oral ingestion. Okay, so for us, you know, we do the French model of aromatherapy, and I'm going to get into that here in a little bit. So I just want to, hi Marla, good morning girl. There's my awesome downline right there. Anyway, she's on fire. Marla's on fire, so better watch out. So there's a lady that came here to the shop, you know, several, you know, weeks ago, and she, you know, said, oh, I'm an essential oil user, just want to kind of come by the shop and, you know, just kind of look around. And I said, sure. And then she asked me, how do I use the oils? And I said, well, you know, we use the oils every day, and we diffuse it, we apply it to our skin, sometimes diluted, sometimes directly to the skin, and, you know, we take it orally. We put it in capsules and take it orally, or, you know, we put it in our water and in our drink, or we put it, you know, in our salt and in our food, and, you know, just take it like that. And she verbally attacked me and almost physically assaulted me. At least that's what I felt. It probably didn't happen. You know, it probably didn't look that, but it felt that way to me. I'm like, oh. But when I said that we take it orally, she just like, oh my gosh. It was just like, you can't do that. And so I just kind of took a deep breath and smiled, and I said, well, we follow the French aromatherapy model, and that's why we do what we do, and you probably do the British model. And just smiled. And in my mind, I'm thinking, you know, that good old East Texas way, bless your heart. Anyway, so let's look at the British model, because these two, there's always a kind of like a big contradiction and controversy between the British model and the French model. Okay, so the British model, I want to educate you, because when someone would attack you like that lady did to me, you would know what to say and how to defend yourself. Okay, good morning, Miss Brandy. Woohoo! So the British aromatherapy, it started around the 1950s. And it was started by a lady named Marguerite Maury, who was French and moved to England. So Marguerite is a biochemist, and she has worked closely with medical professionals in France who used essential oils. So she was very familiar with what these essential oils can do on a, you know, like a more of a therapy, kind of wellness, you know, medical standpoint. Good morning, Miss Julie. Good morning. Here are my morning girls. I love you guys. And so when she moved, so she's very familiar with the medical applications of essential oils when she was in France. And then she moved to England, and since she was not a doctor, you know, she's a biochemist, she was not a doctor, she decided to just focus on the non-medical uses of essential oils. Okay, so she said, I am not a doctor. Hi, Kim and Brett. Good morning. So she said, you know, I am not a doctor. I'm just going to focus on the massage and the beauty applications of essential oils. So what she established as a model is she diluted these oils like crazy. That's what I said, 95 to 98% carrier oil, and then just 2 to 5% of pure essential oils, like really, really, really thinned down. And so this is why the British aromatherapy just focused more on the aroma versus more of the therapy, because the lady that established this in England is not a healthcare professional. Okay, and so Another thing is that the essential oil that they used, they didn't have access to the pure high-grade oils, okay? So they had adulterated essential oils. Now, having said that, they're probably right. Because when you use this adulterated essential oils, hi Miss Sherry, good morning. When you use this adulterated essential oils that are not pure, maybe synthetic, perfume grade or cosmetic grade or food grade essential oils, then, you know, yeah, if it has yucky chemicals put in there, that will surely damage your skin. No wonder they say not to ingest it. Because yeah, I mean, they're right. If they're using adulterated, you know, during that, when they established the practice in England, if they don't have access to the pure oils, absolutely. I mean, they're kind of right. That makes sense when they said, do not take it orally. These oils are kind of dangerous, so please don't put it directly on your skin. You have to dilute it like crazy. Okay, so that's kind of like the French model, the British aromatherapy model. They emphasize that oils can be unsafe or that are kind of dangerous, like just the essential oils alone. So they use it with a lot of caution. They almost tell you not to use it. And so they don't take oils orally, like absolutely not. They don't recommend to apply an oil directly to your skin. Like, I do that all the time, you guys. And instead, they recommend to dilute it and mix it with a carrier oil with just a little bit of essential oil. Okay, so doesn't that make sense to you? If they are using, you know, like a perfume grade or a synthetic essential oil that is not pure and high quality, absolutely, you have to dilute that like crazy if you're going to use that, or else it will damage your skin. You cannot take that orally, because then that would be dangerous. They're kind of right, because, and I want you to realize where they're coming from. Okay, so they did all this research. It was scientific research based, but here's what they did. They used they used animals, you know, animals on their research, not humans. They used animals. They used perfume grade or food grade oils. And so, and then when they used these oils on animals, they extracted some compounds in the oil. So for example, the citrus oils. We were talking yesterday about how the citrus oil or the citrus rind has this flavonoids that can attract and magnify the sun to, you know, to maximize their sugar content and to hasten, to make the ripening of the fruit faster. Okay, so what they did is they didn't take the whole citrus essential oil. They would take components of it, like they would take the flavonoids in it, or you know, what other components that are there. So they did not use the whole essential oil, just how nature intended it to be. And so some of this, they were like, oh my gosh, this is so dangerous, you know, based on their scientific research, because they didn't let the whole mechanics of that whole essential oil to work. They extracted, you know, some, you know, like the key ingredients, you know, or the active ingredient in that oil, and just to use that. So please understand that, because then when someone comes to you and just say, oh my gosh, are you using that essential oil, or are you taking that oil orally, and they're gonna like, you're gonna die, or they're gonna assault you, then you know where they're coming from, and you could say, oh, I understand the British model. Bless your heart, you know, that's all you gotta say. Don't argue with them. Okay, so here's another thing. So with that research, with those type of hi Catherine, it's so nice to see you here. You're awesome. Thank you for joining. So with all of those scientific research, this has led to just invalid applications or invalid results with the use of essential oils. Okay, so So here it is, to kind of sum that up. British aromatherapy, you know, their scientific research was on animals. They did not use the whole oil, so they took kind of like the active ingredient of that oil. So it's not like how nature intended it to be used. And one thing that we're going to talk about is, you know, they use this also with a lot of caution, and they really do believe that the use of essential oils or aromatherapy only has to happen under a licensed professional. So they really promote like a certified aromatherapist to help you use these essential oils, because in their mindset that it can be hazardous, it can be dangerous. And so they do promote government licensing and regulation. They want they advocate for this, that the government kind of get into the essential oil industry and regulate it like crazy. Oh my gosh, please pray that does not happen. Please, I'm gonna be so sad. Okay, so, all right, so just to summarize that, here it is. They dilute the oils like crazy. Hi, Clavel, good morning, girl. They focus more on the aroma versus the therapy part of it, and they focus on just massage and beauty applications of essential oils. So now we'll look at the French model. Oh, here's another thing. I'm sorry. I just want to add that here in America, there are several medical American institutions, like the National Association of Holistic Aromatherapists and the Aromatherapy Registration Council, which, you know, gives certifications and trains and licenses to aromatherapists. And I want to tell you that because then they said that most of the trained aromatherapists here got their certifications or trainings from these, institutions, and they kind of lean more towards the British model. Now, I want you to know that, because then if you are sharing these oils and you say, oh my gosh, I just put, 5 drops of lemon essential oil in my water in my Yeti cup and just chugged that throughout the day, and I felt amazing. And they will say, oh gosh, I know this certified aromatherapist that said, you cannot do that. Then what do? Take a deep breath, look at them, and say, yeah, we use the French model. That certified aromatherapist probably is trained under the British aromatherapy model. Bless her heart. Okay? That's all you have to say. Smile, and then just drop that conversation. Okay. So what about the French model? Hi, Lizzie. Good morning. Thank you for joining. So what about the French model, the French aromatherapy? This was started in France during the 1920s. So they did start earlier than the British model. And And this was started by, I don't know if I'm saying this right, you guys, Dr. Jean Valnet. Dr. Jean Valnet and other doctors, they developed this practice of aromatherapy in France, and they were interested. Their focus was in healing, in wellness, and medical purposes. Okay. Hi, Miss Rose. Good morning. And so Dr. Valnet and his colleagues, and their doctors, used essential oils. They use a lot of essential oils in their practice. And Dr. Valnet in particular, he treated a lot of wounded people during World War II. And he was just so amazed at what these essential oils can do just based on that experience. So after that, he just dedicated his life in promoting aromatherapy, to people, and most especially to his doctor colleagues. So the French aromatherapy was established by doctors, based on, their focus is on medical applications and really for health and for wellness. And they used, the pure high-grade essential oils. Hi, Miss Kim, what are you baking today? So it was in this way that the French aromatherapy really came to emphasize therapy more on the aroma of the aromatherapy practice, because Dr. Jean Valnet is a medical professional, and so that's how they established French aromatherapy. And so it's right here. Oops, nope. Sorry. Oh, yeah, it's right in front of me. Okay, so established by Jean Valnet, and they apply oils neatly. And when you say apply the oils neat, that means that they just take the oil and apply it directly. Just take that pure oil and apply it directly. Just caution. I know that you can do that with all oils, but there's many oils that you can apply neatly, and you can, I can tell you which ones from the essential oil desk reference. Okay, so they focus more on the therapy application versus the aroma, and they're focused on healing and wellness. So that's why. And then they based their practice, like how they established this. They based it on scientific research using the good oils, the pure high quality oils, on people. Their research involved people, not animals. Remember that the British model, they based it on animals. They took the active ingredient of the oil and just used that particular active ingredient and not the whole oil. So it was very different with the scientific research. And they also based their application of aromatherapy through all of their experiences in their medical practice, just from people giving them feedbacks, or what they see on their practice. And so Dr. Valnet was so amazed with how the essential oils worked in his practice that he wrote a book in French. It was in French, and it was the first modern book on the practice of aromatherapy as a healing art. Okay, and then in the 1980s, this book was translated in English, and that's kind of like our first hero book that was written by Dr. Valnet. So if you compare it to the British, so they researched it involving people, not animals. They used the pure oils, and they do believe that aromatherapy is safe, that aromatherapy can be practiced by anyone. They didn't have to be licensed. They didn't need to have formal training. They didn't need a certification by a institution of an aromatherapy school. It can be practiced by anyone. It can be practiced by you and me. I'm not an aromatherapist. Tristan, my son, and Axel, they're not aromatherapists, but, they know what oils to use. Axel would say lemon all the time. That's his favorite oil. Tristan knows a lot. If he has, I'll try to be compliant. He knows what he wants, okay, for certain things to support his body systems. I'll just say that. All right. So because of that, because they say, oh, it is safe, with common sense precautions, with common sense use, it is safe for people to use essential oils. And they are saying no, like capital letters, no to government licensing or regulation. Can you imagine if the government would regulate essential oils? That's not going to be good. So I was like, I rebuke that. Please, no to that. That won't happen. All right. So very, very different, approaches on essential oils practice. And I just want to show that to you. I want to discuss that before I even tell you how to use essential oils, because then you would know where I'm coming from. So with Young Living, you know, where we have access to the purest, best oils, high quality oils, then we follow the French model. You know, it is safe for us to take it orally. It is safe for, you know, most of the oils to apply it topically. That's how I use it, you know, on me. Of course, everyone is different. So like Tristan and my mom and my husband, they're a little sensitive. So I would always kind of test it here, you know, sensitive part of your skin, and see if they will have kind of like some rashes or itching or whatever, and then I would dilute that oil. But for Axel and for me, we just, most of the time, we just apply the oils neatly, okay? And we're going to talk about that this afternoon, about the safe use of these oils. All right, so, I think that's all I have for you today. So this is okay. So it says here, the French school emphasizes that aromatherapy is safe and can be practiced with common sense precaution by anyone, whether you are trained in aromatherapy or not, whether you're certified or not. Jean Valnet did not advocate government licensing or regulation. So this has led to hundreds and thousands and now millions and millions of families of pretty much untrained, ordinary people like you and me using these essential oils. So in Young Living, I love where they created this Vitality line. So you may have heard, you know, Vitality line. And here I have the Vitality Thieves Oil. So most of the Vitality oils are labeled like white, you know, and then they have that name there. And then we have this. So this is Thieves Vitality, and this is Thieves Oil. Okay. So what's the difference between the two? They're exactly the same oils. They're exactly the same oils. FDA has asked, you know, companies to label the oils that they can say can be taken orally to label it differently. That way people would know that if it's a Vitality line, if it's in their Vitality line, they can take that oil orally, okay? So are these the exact same oils? Yes, they're exact same oils. If the Young Living has a Vitality oil for that oil, then that means that it can be taken orally. Okay, so that just takes out the confusion. You know, when you go to the website and you look at the Vitality line, those are the oils that, you know, can be taken orally. So anyway, so this afternoon, well, 12:30, we're going to talk about, you know, like specific uses, like what exactly, when I say inhalation, what does that mean? When I say topical application, what are those? And orally, you know, so I will kind of, you know, get in there and just give you very specifics and a lot of details on how to do that. Oh my goodness, that is awesome. What a great turnout this morning. You guys, I love these morning persons. Good job, Mommy. That's Tristan, probably. My oldest boy. Yeah, I'm coming. It's time for our homeschool, so I gotta go. All right, so please, please, please like this broadcast. Tag people. Please minister to your friends and your family members and let them know about this free Essential Oil Bootcamp. It's never too late to click on the invite of this event page, and you can literally, it takes few seconds to click as many friends as you can and add them to this event page. It's only day 3. They can still catch up. They can go to the videos and catch up. So anyway, I'll see you this afternoon at 12:30 after I homeschool. Please say a prayer that, you know, my homeschool class would do okay and no meltdowns for Axel. Anyway, I love you guys. Thank you so much for joining me. I enjoyed y'all. Bye.